Come on, man.
LTTV, Blunt Talk with LT, back at it with another video. Alright, so this one's a little bit baffling for me. I don't know too much about Hassan Campbell. He had an interview with DJ Akademiks where he snitched with his chest out.
Yep, I'm telling.
That's what he said. His justification was when he snitched on Afrika Bambataa, he's like, he is a pedo. That's not the first time I heard that. I've heard Lord Jamar and others speak on that. But he was not snitching on the fact that he was a pedo. It was in relation to this. I'm going to play this clip. This is going to be a short reaction. It's I'm not going to actually play the video. We're just going to play the audio. Akademiks copyrights are, he has his copyright game on a next level. It took me like a week to break that copyright last time, but next time I'm probably just going to ask this motherfucker if it's that serious, because that shit slowed down the wave. It is what it is. Let's get into it.
Wow, if you say
Afrika Bambataa, he could be charged.
If you say he was a getaway driver,
yeah, he was the getaway driver. Him and Ahmed, yeah.
Jesus
So
Christ.
let me explain something to you, right? Like, people gotta understand something. When I told people if I wanted to put him in jail, I could. When I first came out, I didn't want to put him in jail. I just wanted the world to know that he was playing daddy daycare with children. You see what I'm saying? When dudes say I used this to get on, no.
Let's start from the beginning.
Afrika Bambataa is the one that did the bid with me.
So he was locked up for murder too?
No, he wasn't locked up, but he should have been locked up. He was my getaway driver. Yep, I'm telling. He's a pervert. It is what it is. Him and I met his manager, the dude that lived and slept in the room next door to him, was actually my getaway drivers. They never got picked up because I never told on them.
Come on,
Not only
man.
was the environment that I was living in Bronx River, but then you got to understand, the older dudes, I always hung out with dudes that was 10 years older than me.
Now, he's saying this on air. He did not give a police statement. Afrika Bambataa has not been arrested and charged for this. But if they use this against him and he actually charge him for this, this would be considered snitching. The only thing he can do to save that image, because he's trying to say, oh yeah, he's a pedo, so he's saying this, but it's not in relation to that. It's in relation to something that you did, got caught for, served the time for, and he didn't spend the time for that. So now you're gonna snitch on that. That's snitching. There's no way around it. Like, we could understand he's a pedo, but you're gonna call him out on some pedo shit. That's different. If you consider it different. Pedos deserve to be locked up. It is what it is. But snitching, especially something not related to that, and then trying to justify it with, oh, you're a pedo. The only thing he can do right now is if he was subpoenaed to court, and he was taking a stand. The only thing he can do right now is say this.
It's false. No way. Not this time. We created it. Not this time. No, not this time. It's totally made up. Pure fiction. It's fiction. It's fiction. We made it up. We made this one up. It's a made-up tale. It's a total fabrication. It never happened. It never happened. This one was invented by a writer. Not this time. It never happened. It's false. It never happened. It's a fake. It's fiction. It's an urban legend that never happened. No way. We got you. Not a chance. Not this time. It never happened. It never happened. We made this one up. It's fiction. We made up this one. We made it up. Not this time. Wrong. Not this time. Not this time. You're wrong. Not this time.
What?
It never happened.
All right, so let's get back into it.
See, I'm not like these dudes that's running around that's hanging out with the younger boys. If you look at the pictures, even still, most of the pictures I'm in, the dudes is like 10 years, everybody's 10 years older than me. So when I was that age, I had grown men putting guns in my hand. Putting guns in my hand. Like, you got to understand something. Everybody know about Hassan Campbell. This is Poppy we talking about. This is
What's the
same,
difference?
This is the same. The difference is anybody that knows Poppy, I was the one that was raised by B.O. You see what I'm saying? I was the one that was running with Xavier Williams. Like, some of the names that I actually was raised with is legendary names in the game. I came up with some of the most elite, dangerous niggas in New York City. And it wasn't a beef that I wasn't involved with, even with the Sex Money Murder beef with B.O. When B.O. was murdered, that was before Sex Money Murder was blood. I was in jail when B.O. got murdered. When Pistol Pete came to jail, this is what continued, like certain things happen. I don't really want to get into that story. Shout out to Pete. You know, I pray to God that one day he make it home. But me and Pete ended up coming from enemies to being cool with each other, actually getting it on in the yard with other ops.
Really?
Because it got to the point that that's all we had was us. At one point in time on Rikers Island, it was me, Pete, Xavier Williams, Eric Bennett on Uptown. Lucinda, what up? It was elite niggas with each other. You see what I'm saying? I come from an era that's totally different where dudes was really, really getting money. These young boys is dropping bodies just to get on camera to say, I'm smoking Tuka. May that young boy rest in peace. One of the worst feelings in the world is to actually bury your child and then you hear a car pull up next to you and they bumping a song talking about they rocked your child.
So what it sounds like here is he's doing the exact opposite of what Whack 100 is doing. As he's growing up, as he's getting older, he's saying fuck all that hood shit, and he's trying to work his way out of that. So that's why I think this is. That's why I think him making the move to just say fuck it.
Yep, I'm telling.
I think he's trying to further himself away from the hood and the street life. While Whack 100 is in his mid-40s arguing with niggas on Clubhouse, trying to maintain his, as he calls it, street cred.
Come on, man.
I don't condone snitching. Let's get back into it.
Out snot box. A lot of people get mad because I started using that slang.
That's another thing too. So, like, you know, I've gotten.
Main reason why I don't condone snitching is because you shouldn't be doing this shit. You shouldn't be out here acting like a goon, acting like you about that shit, and then you telling. Just stay home. You know who you are at that point. But this is a different circumstance. Hassan Campbell talks about actually catching bodies and being out here. But this is baffling. Absolutely baffling. You can't justify it by saying you're a pedo. You're not even talking about anything related to that.
Criticism in the way I covered Chicago. Now, let me give some context. I was disgusted by Chicago. I think people don't realize that. I was hearing about a place that sounded like this is not America. Like, it's no way like people are like killing, like people were dropping like flies. Like, you would know somebody and they would die tomorrow, and then you hear about another guy die the next day. And it just didn't seem real. Now, of course, I wanted to just be like, I wanted to make videos and say, this is whack. But at that time, it was, yo, everybody's listening to Chief Keef. Like, yo, what you mean? We smoking on whatever. You're lame if you say it's whack. So this is how, like, you're right with the music. Popular culture becomes, no, we're all smoking on that nigga. So you're lame if you say it's whack. So I said, how could I fucking get my point across? I chose to use satire. And in satire, I started giving niggas nicknames and shit like that, hoping to get across the point like, yo, this isn't some normal shit. But I was vilified for it. I think in some of the what they're angry at you about too, it's like when you like, oh, was it rocking the snot box or whatever? They don't like that you say that. It seems disrespectful.
No. That's bullshit. It's not that they don't like that I say it. What it is that they don't like the fact that I'm winning. Every time they count me out, you got to understand something, right? You got dudes, rappers, all types of people that's failing at what they want to be at in life. They goal. This shit wasn't something that I wanted. Like when people talk about, oh, you used your story with Afrika Bambataa to make it. Now, let me break something down. Anybody that really listens to my story, when Star put my video up, talking about Afrika Bambataa, after some of my Zulu brothers came to me, I begged Star to take that video down. I was humiliated and embarrassed and wanted this shit to go away.
Why did you choose to tell your truth? Like, what did you think it was gonna help, or were you having just turmoil inside? Just not. Did you feel like you weren't probably standing up if you didn't speak out?
Well, you gotta understand something. First and foremost, people gotta understand when they say I was still around Afrika Bambataa. Afrika Bambataa raised me. He was like my father. Like my father. Like you gotta understand when on some real shit. And I probably shouldn't be saying this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I don't give a damn. With the murder case that happened in 94, that happened after, like I told you, September 4th, I got locked up. September 3rd was my birthday. September 5th, I was on a run for shooting Max from Trio. September 6th.
Wait, hold on. You can say this, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was on a run for shooting Max.
Okay.
Right? That's the first charge I got locked up for with Max. Or rather, not the first one, but that's on the first, like, that made me go.
When people get up on these platforms and start talking about their street activity and they've been charged for it, it's something different. When you've been charged for it, you can talk about it. It's public record at that point. If you haven't, you're an idiot. You're just telling on yourself. Let's get back into it.
On a run. The very next day, I was on a run for murder. Afrika Bambataa is the one that did the bid with me.
So he was locked up for murder too?
No, he wasn't locked up, but he should have been locked up. He was my guy.
What?
All right, so this is where we get into it right here.
Afrika Bambataa is the one that did the bid with me.
So he was locked up for murder too?
No, he wasn't locked up, but he should have been locked up. He was my getaway driver. Yep, I'm telling. He's a pervert. It is what it is. I met his manager, the dude that lived and slept in the room next door to him, was actually my getaway drivers. They never got picked up because I never told on them.
So, wow.
Right. So now you got to understand.
So he served the bid. Didn't tell on anybody. Served the time. Years later now, you want to tell on him because you found out he's a pedo. But you're snitching on something that's not related to the pedo.
You're done.
Did you you clearly beat the case?
Yeah. No, actually, my co-defendant beat it. When I copped out, which I showed niggas the paperwork because they could be lying, he never was locked up. I copped out to assault in the first because when they separated my trial, my co-defendant beat trial. They had less evidence on me. So now all they wanted was a conviction.
He beat the murder.
He beat the murder. I copped out to 1.5, 4.5. I already had 3 years on Rikers Island. So I went up to Washington and came right back down and came home.
All right, so your co-defendant beat the charge straight up. You copped out. The co-defendant beat the charge. You didn't snitch. You did the time. for something that you did.
Get a job, nigger.
That's the way it was supposed to be done. You did something stupid, you serve your time. Your nigga beat the case. Good job for him. But coming back years later and then speaking on it and then snitching on Afrika Bambataa because he's a alleged pedo, but that has nothing to do. Let's get back.
And I came home into a war zone. So now I'm coming home.
So by the way, and just for clarity, it's double jeopardy. So they can't like, oh, we're bringing it back.
I copped out already.
So you can say whatever.
Yeah, I can say whatever.
Okay.
I copped out already.
Damn.
I copped out already. So, I
Holy
did my time
shit.
for that. And you know what I mean?
He could be charged though.
No, he beat the case.
No, I'm talking about Afrika Bambataa. If you say
Afrika Bambataa, he could be charged.
if you say he was a getaway driver.
Yeah, he was the getaway driver. Him and Ahmed. Yeah.
Jesus
So
Christ.
what? Let me explain something to you, right? Like, people gotta understand something. When I told people if I wanted to put him in jail, I could. When I first came out, I didn't want to put him in jail. I just wanted the world to know that he was playing daddy daycare with children. You see what I'm saying? When dudes say I used this to get on, no. I begged people to take my video down because I didn't want this life. I didn't want to be on the internet no more. I was already famous on the internet for breeding my dogs.
All right. That's it. Actually, I have nothing more to say. I actually got to the point while I was listening to this. Not much more to say, but
Come on, man.
we out. Yeah.